And going back to cybersecurity again, so do you think is AI helping the defenders more or making the attackers more dangerous? What is your view on that?
This is such a hard topic.
That's a great question.
That's a great question. But I am not very sure from the red team, but I understand that AI has significantly shifted how the blue team, like how the defenders are working. And it significantly changed the time and the efforts that they spent in defending those attacks. So I would say, of course, I'm a true believer that the world is becoming better. So I would say, yes, it will going to help the defender.
Yeah, you
You're
might have
very
heard of
optimistic. Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So you might have heard word. I mean, you might have heard about this Claude Mythos model, right? So what happened was they run the Claude Mythos before even publishing to entire world, and they found out that there are many 0 days security issues. They found out in like, I don't remember the exact timing, but like 24 hours or less than 24 hours and less than $2,000. And some of those defects, even in the operating systems, were existing in 90s. It went uncaught. And then Mythos found out pretty fast. Now, imagining if some attackers get hold of this kind of model, what would happen?
Well, both of them will be more advanced than before, that's for sure. So it's about time. Like, who can be the last one who's still living in the world? So I think that
Yeah,
I think there's no the strict answer to say who wins because as the time goes by, everyone will grow. The red team will grow, blue team will grow as well. It's about the impact, like how big the impact is, and does it really harm the people itself? Like, does the attackers really kill a school or something? I think it's about how big the impact is, but they will both grow as the time goes.
and specifically with the quantum computing, Google is
Yeah.
doing great quantum computing, and I heard that with the quantum computing, they're assuming that all the traditional encryption can be broke pretty fast. Earlier, it was an assumption that to break this encryption, even the fastest computer would take millions of years, and that's where people used to use that technology for encryption. But now with quantum, they're assuming that that can be broke. I mean, that quantum computing based any agent can break that encryption pretty fast. So everyone has to rethink and everyone has to come up with a new encryption model or new encryption algorithm that cannot be even broken by quantum computing. So again, you rightly said that we are racing against the time, and it's a matter of time that you will get better tool, whether the attackers or the defenders. So that's what my take is. It's just very interesting time, and every day new things are keep coming. So people have to learn fast. Some of the corporates are still not adopting AI, specifically in some of the countries in Europe and even in USA, and they are just taking nothing is happening and AI is just a bubble. So I personally feel that's a big red flag because that gives the attacker enough a time to get hold of these kind of models and then they can attack fast. So that's what my take is, that people has to be very conscious. Some of the large corporates who are dealing with public data like the financial companies or the healthcare companies who are dealing with PIIs and PHIs, they have to be very aggressive in adopting AI is what my take.
Yes, I totally agree. I think it is not that this race is not just within the security team, but it's telling that everyone should have security in mind. Security is the top zero priority, and that should be learned by everyone, and people should take into consideration when they start to build it. So that kind of education should be in place. And second is the law. So how do we constrain and how are we going to stop those attackers? And do we have enough laws to strictly rule their behaviors? And yeah, so I think it's a matter of time that they will grow. But how big is the impact and how are these people we are dealing with it? Are we learning? Are we having the laws to restrict that? I think that's the real question.